Hej og velkommen i studiet. Jeg har i dag fornøjelsen af at tale med grundlæggeren af Hindude Chai, Kabir Singh, som laver chai og som vil gøre os klogere på produktion af chai-te. Welcome, Kabir.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to be here and thank you for having me.
Of course. I would like to ask you, how long have you been making masala chai?
So I grew up both drinking masala chai and being surrounded by it. Coming from the UK and from a British Indian family, it was kind of in my blood. And then I was drinking it throughout university and also in London. And then when I moved to Copenhagen, I started preparing it here and drinking it and making it there.
Yeah. And why is the reason you started making your own masala chai?
When I arrived in Denmark, I couldn't find a good masala chai or a chai latte or a nice masala chai. So I set about trying to develop something that everyone could enjoy here in Denmark and also in Copenhagen primarily. And that's kind of like the origins of how it began.
Yeah. And what's the story about the name of your brand, Hindude?
So, funny story actually, trying to figure out a name for my brand that both takes my heritage and my the story behind the brand into account. And I was coming up with some different names, and I was with some friends on a bachelor party, and we narrowed it down to which ones were the most catchy, the ones that were most fun and most memorable.
Yeah.
And this is the one that stuck.
Perfect. And how has your journey been with Hindude Chai?
So the idea actually began in 2013. I visited South India with my parents at the time, and we went to some tea plantations and looked at some farms over there just as a tourist and a visit. And it was a cup of chai on a Indian Railways train that changed my whole perception in life about enjoying chai while staring out of the window looking at this amazing view. And then I was always contemplating it in London to start something then, but at the time I was working as a graphic designer. I'd worked within specialty coffee and coffee shops for a while, and I thought when I moved to Denmark, now was the time to push forward with it.
And what is so special about chai?
So chai has an ancient history to it, or especially tea, whether it's coming from South Asia or from China or from Japan. But with regards to masala chai and the combination of spices, there's Ayurvedic properties and the history of spice being mixed in with a concoction and blending that with tea to kind of get the fabrication of masala chai.
Yeah. And is there any traditions when you drink chai tea? Do you drink it in the morning or at parties or something like that?
So South Asians drink chai or cha or other words for it available as well across South Asia throughout the day. It's a regular thing in comparison to coffee, which is also popular across South Asia, but chai is the more prominent beverage.
Okay.
Statistically, chai is one of the top beverages drunk across the whole world.
Okay, wow, I didn't know
based
that.
on the size of the population of South Asia. Yeah.
Okay, wow. And you drink it to get a little break during the day, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's comfort, peace of mind, relaxation within chai, and there's also meditative kind of rituals that you can kind of do with it. I think it's a beverage to enjoy, to help you relax, to calm your system. There's properties within the spices that can help with certain things like blood pressure or digestion. And I think it's important that in terms of caffeine intake with coffee, that you have an alternative both to regular different herbal teas or matcha, but then you also have chai.
Yeah. So chai is healthy for you?
Chai is extremely healthy for you. Obviously, if you're drinking copious amounts with adding loads of sugar in and things like that, it's probably not as healthy. But in terms of a beverage to help with different parts of your internal system, it's extremely healthy.
Okay. Wow. And what are the benefits you can enjoy from drinking chai?
So both with the taste and as well as with the aromatic sense that you get from smell, and also through the tongue tasting the different spice profiles, you also are able to kind of think about how cinnamon, green cardamom, in my chai you got black cardamom, coriander seeds, black pepper, white pepper, cloves, star anise, how these different spices both enhance flavour within food but are also able to help certain elements within your gut bacteria and your stomach lining, and in terms of just general health properties.
That sounds very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. And what kind of tea do you use in Hindude Chai?
So within this particular concentrate at the moment that I supply for cafes and bakeries, this one is a chai spice, so this one is caffeine free so that everyone can enjoy.
Okay.
Because I originally started off making a caffeine version, but obviously there's people who might not be be too sensitive to caffeine, but also perhaps they, whether it's pregnant women who might not be able to enjoy caffeine up to that time, leading up to giving birth. And also I wanted to make sure that everyone could enjoy it, basically, if you're a child or if you're an adult. But at markets and events or festivals, which I also present masala chai at, we add tea into the authentic masala chai that you get there so that you can get the full experience of it.
Oh, wow. But can you use green tea also and other kind
So
of tea?
in different chais across South Asia, whether it's Kesar chai or Kashmiri chai, or rooibos chai or saffron chai. So there's a lot of different chais that have been developed over centuries from different cultures, and they use different teas within their mix.
Okay, wow. And do you have like your own recipe, or do you use a traditional one, or?
So I started off with the base of the traditional aspect of masala chai, and then I've kind of grown it into a 9-spice plus fresh ginger, which has been my recipe that I've developed over 27 or 28 batches that I tested out to get the taste profile that I'm really happy with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Thank you.
I mean, do you have like a little secret or something with your chai tea?
I think in a way there's a secrecy to the combination of the spices and the certain quantities that I use based on how much I worked and tests that I did within the batches. And I think that's quite important because people taste that difference compared to other chais. And that required me to do a lot of batch production and testing so that both me and other people were able to think, okay, this is the one that really makes us go, wow, this is a nice chai.
Yeah. And what would you choose us to try? Is it a masala chai or is it a chai latte?
So if you were to visit me at a market, I would say to try it in the traditional way.
Yeah.
But Western countries obviously have presented a chai within coffee shops and bakeries and in a more chai latte or an iced chai latte way. So I would recommend that if you want a more steamed milk beverage, then I would go to a coffee shop. But if you want to serve it the traditional way, then I would come and see me at a market.
Okay, that sounds amazing. And you have this in these bottles.
Yes.
And they are so cool.
Thank
Will
you.
you tell us a little about, and also about the graphics on the bottles?
So when developing the concentrate, I wanted to make it easier for baristas to be able to prepare a quality chai. And workflow and speed is very important within a coffee shop setting. So I didn't want to sacrifice the quality and the process that usually goes into boiling at home spices into masala chai, but I also didn't want to make it a very labor-intensive process. So I developed the concentrate that they can serve to prepare it quickly and efficiently. And in regards to the design, I used an amber bottle because it preserves the chai better in sunlight. And with the branding, it's inspired by Indian truck art and street art, actually,
Yeah.
which has been a massive influence to me. So I developed/found this typeface that has a direct influence from that.
Yeah.
After traveling across India and seeing all this colourful inspiration.
Yeah.
And red and orange are quite important colours, both to me and also in terms of orange is found on the Indian flag, and that kind of intenseness is enriched within both Hinduism and Sikhism, the two religions that are related, I guess, to my upbringing as well as many others.
So there's some personal history behind, maybe.
Yes, I think so. I think red is also the Danish flag, but that's not associated with it. But I guess in a way it is, because these colours are also, for some reason, they have a connection with me. I also worked as a graphic designer for many years, and I've always been surrounded by different colours, and I wanted to create something that was both impactful, so that people can notice it, and a brand logo and image that people could recognise.
Yeah, I think you succeeded.
Thank you.
It's so cool.
That's very kind. I'm very proud of how I've able to somehow create a product that both people are enjoying, but also for me, which I see Danish institutions that are starting to either enjoy my product or respect it, and that makes me really proud, because it helps me feel like I'm integrating in a way. And I enjoy living here, and I've been in Copenhagen 4.5 years now, so it's, for me to feel included feels really nice.
I get that. Well, how will you describe your journey, from coming here 4 years ago and where you are now?
Wow, a lot's changed.
Yeah.
I've grown the project and now the company into something that is bigger than what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Originally, I wanted to create something for the community and try to get into 5 or 10 of some of my favourite coffee shops. That was the original agenda.
Yeah.
And now people are loving it from other parts of the country, and it's growing into a business that will hopefully be able to help the Danish job market, as well as help long-term, maybe be a charity at some point would be very nice.
Yeah.
And hopefully sustain me to be able to live at some point.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time and for coming and telling us about Hindude Chai.
I've really enjoyed being here, and thank you, both of you, for your time today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.